San Francisco dermatologist Dr. Mark Conant is one of the world's leading AIDS experts. He's been at the forefront of the fight against HIV since 1981.
We were treating them with chemotherapy. That caused nausea and vomiting. So the patients would come in and say, I can't keep the medicine down. Have you heard, doctor, that smoking marijuana will stop the nausea?
What drugs are you currently taking?
Currently I'm taking raltegravir.
There were other benefits as well. It relieves pain, it stimulates appetite. And the patients themselves discovered that smoking marijuana was more effective than any of the other things that we prescribed.
You lost weight.
Navy veteran Greg Scott, a patient of Dr. Conant's, was first diagnosed with HIV in 1987. His health rapidly declines.
Well, I was very sick with stage 4 terminal AIDS in 1993 and 1994.
Greg's weight drops due to the medication he takes to stay alive.
There was nothing they could give me except pretty much this one drug, AZT, that didn't work very well. And so I had wasted away to less than 120 pounds, and I was dying.
Greg suffers from a form of anorexia known as HIV wasting syndrome.
Sit here and face me.
Essentially dying from starvation, Greg begins smoking marijuana, which is known to stimulate appetite, giving users the so-called munchies.
Take a deep breath. Yeah.
The marijuana keeps Greg eating, while better, life-saving HIV drugs are developed.
I would have been dead from AIDS before those drugs were available if I had not smoked to maintain my body weight.
In 1996, California passes Proposition 215, a state law allowing doctors to recommend marijuana to patients.
The doctor doesn't dispense it. The doctor can't write a prescription for it because the pharmacy doesn't carry it. All the doctor can do is to indicate that in his or her considered opinion, this patient would profit from using marijuana.
Once a patient has a doctor's recommendation, they can legally grow their own or purchase marijuana from a dispensary. This so-called cannabis is booming. Like ordinary goods, marijuana is subject to a sales tax. California has up to 400,000 medical marijuana patients. Serving them are an estimated 2,100 dispensaries and cooperatives. That's more than the state's Starbucks, McDonald's, and 7-Elevens combined.
How are you? I'm doing great. How about you? Good.
Which is good news for Juliette Harper. Today she's visiting the Harborside Health Center in Oakland that supplies her medical marijuana.
I am dealing with a flare-up of my FM today, so I need something that's got a higher level of CBD.
Well, let's see what we have here.
Here, patients choose from some 100 different marijuana products that cost between $30 and $60 for an eighth of an ounce.
Something like this. This is an Afghani cross.
The Harborside has 38,000 registered patients.
We have created a 100% closed-loop distribution system that insulates our patients from any contact with the illegal market. The way that we do that is by only serving people who are verified as being legal medical cannabis patients and only accepting medicine from people who are also legally qualified medical cannabis patients who have chosen to join our collective.
Hi, Rick. Good, how are you?
Registered patients legally grow medical marijuana and sell it to the Harborside Collective. In the back office, they ensure the marijuana meets the high standards needed to qualify it as medicine.
Yeah, this is really nice. Nice manicuring job.
The buds are examined under a powerful microscope to check for mold or tiny pests like spider mites.
Great. If you put this under the 200x microscope, you can see spider mites with their little faces and their little legs. They look scary. And we don't want that in any of our medicine. We don't want any of our patients smoking bugs.
The last 15 years have seen a medical revolution across America. Doctors are recommending marijuana for everything from cancer to stress.
Yes.
But critics say the system is abused by recreational users who exploit medical endorsement to bypass the law. Despite being legal under state law, dispensary owners still risk prosecution under federal drug laws, which do not recognize medical marijuana.
If I was arrested by the federal government and taken to prison and locked up, the very day that they released me, I would be back here and I would be serving patients again. And I would do so until they took me away in chains again. When you see people who are dying and who are suffering, whose lives are saved by this medicine, it's impossible not to help them.